So I came across this video on TikTok and it shared a shocking statistic. Now, when I get like shocked like this by something I see on TikTok, the first thing I think is like, is that true? Like, really? Really? And so when I saw this, I immediately went to screen record so I could show you all how I dive in to find out if something's actually true. Because just because someone says it on TikTok certainly does not make it true. Even if they say like, a study found this, research shows this, still doesn't make it true. Let's dive in.
8 out of 10 women who are childless didn't intend to be childless. It's called involuntary childlessness.
The first thing I do when I hear something that I feel like might not be true or is just like so shocking I want to verify it is I go into Google and I basically just type what I just heard word for word. And I look to see where it came from. In this case, the video itself or videos about it come up a lot, which gives me a little bit of concern, but I ultimately ended up finding 2 articles, particularly this one from The Guardian, that are talking about being involuntarily childless. This one's from 2017. I'm scrolling through it and I'm looking for the stat. And I find what seems to be a good contender. They're talking about a 2010 meta-analysis by a Dutch academic. And in 2010, they found that 10% of childless women actively chose not to become mothers, and 9% were childless for known medical reasons. Let's do the math. 10 plus 9 is 19. Let's round it up to 20. 100 minus 20 is 80. That is the 8 out of 10 involuntarily childless women. So I click in because I want to see the actual article. Goes to a broken link. I come back, I copy and paste because I'm like, I'm going to find this article to see if this is really true. Sometimes people report research and it isn't exactly what the research said. So I'm looking for it in Google Scholar. That's my favorite place to look up research. And I'm having a really hard time. I can't find it. I ultimately end up going to Google, just normal Google, and find that it is this academic researcher's dissertation. And so I'm lucky enough to be able to download the dissertation and learn that it was based on data from a 2006-2007 survey in the Netherlands. And the survey does ask about childbearing intentions, so that tracks. And searching through this long document on page 58, I find the fact. So I'm gonna be totally honest, I spent like 40 minutes like reading through this study. I got my laptop out so I could like control F through this like many page document and try to figure out like where the heck is this stat coming from. 8 out of 10 is not reported anywhere in that paper, right? So you really have to like actually dig into the numbers to figure out what's going on. So here is where I landed. It's been a long day, y'all. Here's where I landed. And if someone worked on this study or knows more about it, like, please feel free to correct me. Like, this is science. Like, we're learning. We can be proven wrong. Like, it's fine, right? All fine. The clip I just showed, right? This is where I landed. Like, the only women who were asked to identify as being voluntarily or involuntarily childless were 45 and older. In the full sample, there was 1,564 women in that group. 176 said they chose to be childless, and 142 said they were involuntarily childless. Now, I used a calculator to do the math. That's like 176 and 142, like that's really not that big of a difference between those two numbers. And that's voluntarily versus involuntarily. But if you do the math, that's really like about 9% of women are saying they're involuntarily childless. So 9% of women in this Dutch study with data from the early 2000s who are 45 and older reported that they were involuntarily childless. That is nowhere close to 8 out of 10, right? So like this is just so frustrating to me. This is bad reporting of information, right? Like it's taking something which, like, if you all had seen this dissertation, which is like so long, and like I know how much thought and care goes into a dissertation, like it's just taking this like tiny little sentence out of this dissertation and like blowing it into this huge thing that, based on my reading and math, just like doesn't seem, just is wildly inaccurate. And so this is why when you see things on the internet, when you read things in news articles, you really have to be a critical thinker and be like, is this true? And dig into it. And I know that people don't all have like 30 minutes to an hour to like go find someone's dissertation from, you know, it's not quite a decade ago, but from a while ago, and like read through it. I get that. And that's why I think it's really on like reporters and researchers and anyone who's on any platform sharing information to be transparent about where it came from and to provide you with all the information up front. So you can look at the stat and be like, yeah, I think that's true. Or like, heck no, that doesn't apply to me at all. So I'm gonna get off my soapbox now. I couldn't resist. I saw it and I was just like, is this true? Is this real? Is this for real? It's not. It's fake news. As far as I know, in this instance, fake news. So I'm gonna be totally honest. I spent